Welcome, everyone. In this lesson today, we're going to look at casual English versus business English. Now, even though you're a non-native English speaker or English is your second language and you're still learning, etc., if you're listening in today, you probably use English in many situations: work, school, emails, and everyday conversation. But today's goal is to help you feel confident switching between formal and relaxed styles. And by the end, you'll have simple strategies to choose the right style for the right situation. So, welcome back to Master English Communication. Let's get started. Now, here on this slide, you can see that business English and casual English use the same language, but in a different style. The business version is more formal, clear, and polite. I've completed the first part of the report and will send it to you by tomorrow. The casual version is relaxed, personal, flexible. I finished the first part. I'll send it to you tomorrow. So you're wondering which one is correct? Both are correct. Choosing the right version helps you feel comfortable in any situation. And that's the most important part. And quite honestly, if you're not sure, better to start out a little more formal because you can always then switch very comfortably and naturally to casual. Let's take a look at greetings, setting the right tone. Greetings send a strong message about how formal or casual you are. Business greetings like "Good morning," "How are you today?" or "Hello, it's a pleasure to meet you" sound polite and professional. They're perfect for meetings, interviews, and emails to managers or professors. Now, casual greetings. "Hey, how's it going?" "Hi, what's up?" "Hey, long time no see." Okay, these are casual and are great for friends and close colleagues. A simple rule is this: when you're not sure, start more formal. You can always become more casual later if the other person sounds relaxed. Now let's take a look at jargon and technical words. Now, in business English, people often use jargon and technical phrases like, "We need to increase our ROI this quarter." Right? And if you're in the technical field, then whatever lane of technology you're in that has its own set of jargon. Let's align on the key deliverables. Okay, all this sounds very fine, um, makes sense when you all work together or you're in the same industry and on the same page in terms of the language that is used. But in casual English, you want to change it a little bit. Right? So here we're saying the same thing. We need to make more profit this quarter. Let's agree on the main tasks. So before you use technical vocabulary, ask yourself, will this person understand this word or phrase or what I'm going to say? Can I say it more simply? Clearer language is usually better than complicated language, especially when people have different levels of English. Right? So please like the video if you are enjoying what you're hearing so far. Thank you. Now let's take a look at tone and style. Serious versus relaxed. Tone is the feeling behind your words. In business English, the tone is usually serious, calm, and respectful. For example, "I'm afraid I won't be able to attend the meeting tomorrow, but I'm available on Thursday." The casual version, sorry, I can't make it tomorrow, but Thursday works for me. Now, the first one, the business tone, is serious, calm, and respectful. The casual tone is friendly, relaxed, and personal. Right? So both are correct. It depends on the context. They create a different impression. Right? So in professional situations, a serious tone helps people trust your message. In informal situations, a relaxed tone helps you connect with others and show more of your personality. Let's take a look at politeness or showing respect. Now, politeness is important in both styles, but it appears in different forms. In business English, we often use longer and more formal phrases. For example, could you please send me the report by Friday? Or, I would appreciate it if you could review this document. These structures clearly show respect. Now, in casual English, we say it a little differently. Can you send me the report by Friday? Or, can you check this for me? Here, your tone of voice, facial expressions, and body language also show friendliness and respect. The key is to stay polite in both styles, but adjust how formal you sound depending upon who you're talking to. Emails and messages. Written communication is a place where the contrast is very clear. A business email normally has a polite greeting like Dear Ms. Lee, a clear explanation of why you're writing, and a formal closing such as best regards. You also take the time to check spelling and grammar. Casual messages are different. You might start with, hey, right? There's nothing wrong with that in the casual message. Hey, you might even use emojis or abbreviations. Keep the message short and friendly with no special closing. For work, school, or professional networking, use the business style or business email style. And for chats with friends or close colleagues, the casual message style is perfectly fine. Now, this is a recurring theme in all of my teaching, active listening. In this case, active listening and feedback. Good communication is not only speaking, it is also listening. In professional situations, active listening sounds like, just to confirm, you'd like the final version by Monday, correct? Or I understand, so the main priority is the client presentation. These phrases show that you are focused on clarity and accuracy. In casual conversations, listening sounds more like, oh, really? That sounds great. Or, wow, I didn't know that. Here you show emotion and interest. Learning both styles of feedback helps you avoid misunderstandings at work and also build stronger relationships with friends and colleagues. Culture and context matter. Culture changes how people use both business and casual English. In some places, direct sentences like, this doesn't work, we need a new plan, are normal and acceptable. In other cultures, people prefer a softer style, such as, I'm not sure this is the best option. Maybe we can consider another approach. The message is similar, but the feeling is different. It's important to notice how people around you speak, how direct they are, how formal they sound, and how they give feedback. In other words, cultural awareness. The same sentence can feel completely normal in one culture and rude in another. So, cultural awareness is a big part of effective communication. Practice. Another recurring thing with me, consistently practice learning to switch styles. So you're going to see some simple ways to practice switching between styles. First, take one sentence and rewrite it in both formal and casual versions. You will very, very quickly pick up the feel that way. Second, observe how colleagues and classmates greet each other in emails, meetings, and chats, and follow suit. Third, pay attention to how native speakers change their tone with managers, clients, friends, or family. And then finally, experiment a little. Try slightly more formal language in your next business email and slightly more relaxed language with a colleague you know well. Small, regular practice like this will help you switch styles more naturally. To finish, you want to build confidence in both worlds. Remember that you don't have to choose only one style for your English. You can build confidence in both worlds. Business English helps you communicate clearly in meetings, emails, and presentations. Casual English helps you sound friendly and natural in everyday conversations. Together, they help you build strong relationships across cultures and situations. Think about your own experiences, the times when you felt too formal or too casual, and use them as lessons. Keep practicing. Keep noticing how others speak and keep asking questions. The more you use both styles, the more fluent and confident you will become. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. It helps us help you. And I will see you next time as we continue our linguistic adventure together. Take care, everyone.